Hi, it's Friday afternoon. Before I go home, I want to make this video for you to send out to you in preparing you for a couple of days next week. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we will be meeting at 9 o'clock like we normally do. During the live lesson on Monday, the children will be taking the STAR reading assessment. On Tuesday during that time, they'll be taking the STAR math assessment. And on Wednesday, they'll be taking the Super Kids end of the year assessment. The STAR tests never get a grade. It's just a way for us to gather data. The end of the year Super Kids test normally does, but given all that we've been through, we've made the decision not to assign grades to the individual components, but rather to use it as data. Because I don't have Terra Nova, we don't take Terra Nova to share with Mrs. Randlov going forward. So this will be one of our ways of gathering data to see which of the standards that we've taught this year and during these months of March, April, and May that the children have made a real connection with, and then those that they still need a little bit of work with. Because with that data and with that knowledge, what Mrs. Randloff can do is to work to take those standards that still need a little bit of work, those first grade, and marry them with the same second grade standards, and then grow them together so that the children make the connection and that they stick. Now, as I said, we will meet right away, initially, the same way we do every week. Then I will ask you in the Zoom lesson to open another window. And that window is going to be the All Souls Catholic School online resources. Now, I've put the link to that in the Monday assignment box, so hopefully there will be no problem with that. Once you get on the resource page, you want to look for this. It's right above Spelling City and next to Extra Math. You want to go ahead and click on Renaissance Learning. The next box you'll come to is I'm a student, or I'm a teacher administrator. You want to make sure that your child clicks on I'm a student. And I am going to tell you that we have taken this test at least 6 different times during the year. So they may be familiar with this and say, I know what I'm doing. And if they do, I would just guide them through. But I believe the last time I took this was in late February, so they may need a little help. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to, for the username, you're going to type in the first letter of the child's first name. Okay, and I'm going to use Jameson as an example. And then the next part is the first 4 letters of your child's last name. Okay, and then the password is the first letter and the last letter of your child's name. Okay, and then this will come up. And once this comes up, many of the children took early literacy, but we're finished with early literacy. So they may be telling you that that's where they're supposed to go, but they're not, okay? We are finished with early literacy. So on Monday, they will click STAR Reading, and they will take the STAR Reading assessment, okay? You will know when your child is finished because a gray box will come up in the middle and say, congratulations, you have completed the test or the assessment, okay? On Tuesday when they come in, you'll follow the same routine, and it will again be all laid out for you in the box, in the assignments box on LMS. But instead of touching STAR Reading, you will touch the STAR Math, okay? And then again, your child will just work and work and work, and you will know that they are finished when the little box pops up that lets them know that they have completed the assignment. It's very, very important that you understand that your child may not ask you for any help. This is to gather data on where they are. And if they are leaning on you for help, we're not gathering the data that we need, okay? When we're in the TRC and doing this as a class, they will say, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, but I can't, especially with the reading. Sound it out, try to do the best you can. With STAR Math, if it's a word problem and they're stuck on reading the problem, I may help them read the problem, but that's all. Can't do anything else, right? And I don't need to explain how to get on to the end of the year test for Super Kids because you all have been doing that as we've gone along while we've been distance learning. So again, you will see all of this laid out for you in the box on Monday. But I figured if I sent the video, you could watch it a couple of times, get familiar with it, so that when we get to Monday, it'll be an easy transition, okay? The one thing that I might ask you to do is to go ahead and, as I did, sign in just to make sure there's no glitches, okay? Because sometimes when we're in the lab, it'll come up and say, you've entered the wrong username, you've entered the wrong password. So if you wanted to this weekend, I don't want them to take the test till Monday, but if you in a quiet moment when they're not around want to go in and try using the username and password as I have outlined it, first letter of their first name, first 4 letters of their last name, and then the first letter and the first letter of their first name and the first letter of their last name as the password. You might want to do that just to make sure there's no glitches. If there are glitches, shoot me an email so that first thing I can get with Mrs. Snowball and find out what the problem might be, okay? I think that about does it. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. It has been a joy and a pleasure to work with your children again this week, and I can't tell you how much I am missing them and working with them. Have a great weekend.